Olympic Games, because we had medals coming from South America and China as well. And we'll see those nations represented here in the next final, which is the C1 men 1000 meters. Yury Vandyuk from Ukraine goes in 7. His teammate, who we saw earlier as well in the 500 meters, Pavlo ALTUCHOV, he goes in 8. Is that a haircut since we saw that graphic? And Connor Fitzpatrick from Canada in lane 9. So, the final of the C1 men 1000 meters. And it looks like Martin FUKSA has got away well. You can see 4 from the top of your picture. That's Martin FUKSA. And then to his right, also the Pole, Wiktor GLAZUNOW. They were in lanes next to each other in the 500 meters, and it was a similar sort of story early on in the 500 with the Polish paddler putting the Czech paddler under pressure.
Obviously, of his C1 500 performances, he's very confident. He's obviously got the speed. So, with his tailwind, he will obviously use his natural speed and strength just to get out really quite strong. And once he's out right now, he'll be looking to just find his rhythm, transition to his mid-race pace, and just look for that comfortable pace right now. And as you can see, he's just starting to spread out now. So he's clearly had a really good start transition.
Yes, indeed. First quarter of the race underway and completed. Canadian just sort of steady away there in lane 9, keeping his technique together. FUKSA doing the same. He's leading at the moment to the first split time. And this is an important part of the race, David, in terms of pacing and not letting it drop too much.
No, absolutely. As we have discussed before, it's just about finding that rhythm and just that acceleration phase between each stroke. Within this event here, it'd be really difficult just to find that connection, purchase of power on the blade and transitioning it through to the boat with that drive of that front leg. So when you really get that linked in, you could really maximize that drive and power, but also minimize energy.
Yeah, so as much energy as you've got going into that race and spending the energy carefully, not saving too much for the end. But you can't afford to go out all guns blazing. As we approach halfway, we should see Martin FUKSA in the lead, but also CHIRILA in lane 2. Catalin CHIRILA has been in good form. He's an experienced paddler, been around the circuit for a long time, paddling well at the moment.
Martin FUKSA still just looks very clean. It just looks effortless compared to the guys around him. As you can see in the background, there's a bit of that grimace on the face on the Cuban there where FUKSA is just quite relaxed, so it's very at peace with that mid-pace there.
Yeah, he's got that good rhythm, hasn't he? And that means he's had a great winter of solid training. He'll be aware that right over to his right, over the far side of the course, that's where the pace is after FUKSA. It's ALTUCHOV, the Ukrainian in 8, Connor Fitzpatrick, the Canadian in lane 9. We haven't seen a lot from the Chinese paddler, who was the Olympics silver medalist in the C2, Zheng Pengfei. At the moment, we might see him come for a late charge, but he's got quite a lot of work to do, the Chinese paddler in lane 6. This still with FUKSA now. We're getting to the business end of the race. We're into the final quarter, and we'll see if he manages to pick up his rhythm now. Just a little bit slightly difficult conditions to deal with. He still has a good gap on the rest of the field, but seems to be the Romanian to his right, and then lane 8 and 9, Ukrainian ALTUCHOV and Canadian Fitzpatrick. They have the best chance of putting FUKSA under pressure.
Yes, Ukrainian and Canadians are very lucky to have each other next to each other. Looks like they've got the tiny little mini race there, pushing each other out in the field. And the Romanian could be just starting to wind up. He's taken some really strong strokes, but from what we can see right now, FUKSA's just starting to kick up another gear.
Yeah, it's be interesting. Maybe FUKSA just felt that, just noticed it, just sensed almost like the breath on his shoulder there, and has picked it up again. He's got a gap now. He's got clear water. The other's picking it up. Maybe CHIRILA in picture there. Looked like perhaps he shot his bolt, but he's coming again at FUKSA, and again putting FUKSA under pressure, asking the questions. FUKSA seems to be answering them. That gap is getting smaller, but FUKSA has enough in the bag to take the line in first place. And Romania in second. Looked to be like the Ukrainian ALTUCHOV took third.
Impressive race by FUKSA. Class above in that instance right there. As you could see from the first 200, and the moment he transitioned down, he just started just stroking away from those athletes there, making it look really efficient, really clean, and really comfortable.
Yeah, and you said as relaxed and comfortable. I mean, obviously he's not relaxed and comfortable. Perhaps there was a little bit more in the bag that he could have used if he needed. Actually quite similar to Fernando Pimenta in the men's K1. Certainly looked very easy towards the middle and just middle phase of the race and dominated from there.
When you've got that ability to have that natural speed, it's very easy just to get it out and start dictating terms of the race. That's the way where some of these faster paddlers can control races. They get it out and then they can change the perception of the other competitors, where the competitors will start racing the competitors instead of racing their own race. So when you're out in that front, you can very much dictate the terms of the race.
Yeah, so executing your own race plan, and that's what Martin FUKSA did there in 3:55, taking the gold medal. Catalin CHIRILA, another medal to his World Cup collection for 2022 in.
Я вас вітаю з третім місцем етапу Кубку світу. Розкажіть, будь ласка, як це за 2 години відвалити 3 дистанції та стати бронзовим призером етапу Кубку світу на олімпійській дистанції?
Це неймовірно, і я хочу присвятити цю медаль Україні. А ще я би присвятив також цю медаль одному із спортсменів. Ми забули, але ще осінню нас покинув такий каноїст Борислав Бизов, який не спорався зі своєю хворобою. І він для мене також був якимось молодшим другом. І я хотів би його пригадати в цей момент. І звісно, хочу пригадати всю Україну. Хочу подякувати.
Братик.
Хочу подякувати своїм партнерам. Це Plastics, це Ербі, це Комплекс Україна. Ви найкращі, ви зі мною були завжди і є досі. І я радий, що я зміг взяти цю медаль. Дякую, всіх люблю.
Все буде Україна.